Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to September. We are going to be in the thick of eclipse activity now. It's happening now, and you probably started to feel it back in August, and we will also have another eclipse in October in Libra at, on October 2nd at 10 degrees of Libra. All right, here are the big dates. Write them down. I'll also put them in the description box down below. The month of September starts with Virgo energy in your fourth house of home and family, roots, and ancestral lineage, and stays with us all the way until the sun moves into your fifth house of Libra on September 23rd. Mercury is now direct in Leo, and Mercury will stay in Leo until the 8th, but won't be fully awake and fully out of the shadow and on the coffee until September 12th. At that point, Mercury will have moved into Virgo on the 9th. Venus is still in Libra until September 22nd, so lots of energy around like home routines, family checkups, pet care, organizing the home, health and meal prep. Let's see what else. Family checkups, did I mention that? Yep. Alternately, love, romance, fun, creative endeavors, children's sports, and speculative investments. So the best time for the rest of this year to initiate new beginnings will be from September 12th through October 6th, as this will be the last open period we have for the rest of the year that all personal planets will be direct. And those personal planets would be like Venus, Mars, Mercury. On September 2nd, the new moon in Virgo at 11 degrees will happen in your fourth house of home, family, and property. The sun is here as well, further amplifying matters and new beginnings around your home, real estate, pets, children, motherhood, deep family conditioning. Saturn in Pisces is in your 10th house and will oppose this moon, creating tension between a father figure, your career or boss, and being needed at home, or having a sense of like heaviness or duty around the career, and feeling blocked in what you need to take care of at home. The way through might be to take care of those work and career matters dutifully at this time, or whatever is being needed of you out in the world. 10th house is just you out in the world and your reputation. And when you are free, devoting that focus on home and trying to strike the balance in between the two, which I know it can be difficult. On September 6th, Mars will enter Cancer, and we're going to have a lot of activity between Cancer, your Cancer house, your Leo house, over the next several months, going all the way until next May 2025, due to the retrograde and the retrograde shadows. Mars enters Cancer, your second house, highlighting what you eat, what you value, your self-worth and esteem, land, what you put in your mouth, your throat, neck, immediate family, luxury foods, clothes, wine, your bank account. You could spend too much money with Mars burning through that second house. You could have inflammatory issues with your throat or your mouth. Take care with brashness or impatience with family over the next few months, as Mars is inflammatory and not in its domicile in Cancer. Cancer rules home and family. If family issues at home or with siblings and friends crop up over the next few months, use this time to find someone or a professional to help you resolve and heal those issues. Now and through next spring would be a good time to work on those areas, as Mars will be lending you the energy and drive to heal and fix these problems, or tackling issues in the family that you didn't have the drive or courage for in the past. You could also be investing a lot of energy into self-made wealth, since Mars will move into Leo, your third house of communication, lower mind, and business and marketing. And the third house is also a self-made wealth house. You'll be in, which would directly reflect over to your second, so bouncing in between your second and your third. Maybe you'll be working hard on a business project. Sorry about that. Around a written project or an app that helps families somehow, public speaking within your community. It could be like a children's-based education project or children's books. You could have, teaching, some kind of teaching opportunities could come up, or maybe you are a teacher going back to elementary school to teach the children. You have Jupiter in your sign, which is also a sign of education and trines up to the 9th house of publishing, all the way until next June. And Jupiter rules teaching, publishing, children, philosophy. You could be looking at purchasing a piece of land to build on, or improving the value of your property by enlisting local contractors. If you sign a contract in partnership, like if you start a small business with a friend or sibling, or it could look like something like that. Or if you want to purchase a luxury vehicle, I would say do so now before Mars enters its shadow period by October 7th. Also know that if you're doing work around the home, whether you're DIYing it yourself or if you hire local people to do the work around your home, they may lose steam after October 7th, and this could continue on until next spring when Mars will be out of shadow and direct, so keep this in mind. This might be where some of the inflammatory issues or upset might come from, is, having a project that you need done that just kind of hangs out in the ethers for a few months. Mars is in its shadow period for a good 8 weeks before and after retrograding, and Mars will fully retrograde in Leo in December and then move back into Cancer again, intensely highlighting the second house and third house topics that I just mentioned, all the way until next May when he finally clears his shadow and is going forward. On September 14th and 15th, Jupiter in Gemini at 20 degrees will trine Venus in Libra at 19 degrees. This happens from your first house, affecting Sun, Moon, or rising Geminis around 15 degrees, over to 15 degrees to about, I would say, 25. Over to your fifth house, you could have more than one romantic partner to choose from over the course of the year and up to June 2025. With Jupiter in your first house making a natural trine to your fifth, as it is, because Gemini is a sign of the twins, and duality, known to be a flirtatious sign as well. Not all Geminis, of course, but, for some for sure, and it's not a bad thing, right? As long as you're not upsetting someone or if you're with a partner. You could be having fun with a partner alternatively, or meeting someone new now through the fifth house themes of art shows, plays, acting, theater, movies, sports. You could also be having fun with children on these days, maybe playing games with them or the movies or things like that. Balance and aesthetics are Libra's thing, so maybe you're working on a creative project like home interior design and earning a commission from said project, because the fifth house is also a money house. The sun in Virgo in your fourth house will square up to your first and your fifth, slowing you down from too much exuberance or overdoing. Moderation and discipline will be key here. On September 17th, here we come to the eclipse. The full moon in Pisces, it will be a partial lunar eclipse on the full moon at 25 degrees. I know in the August video I said the eclipse cycle is a 1.5 year cycle. I was really dealing with Mercury retrograde issues at the time, and I had said that the nodes were shifting in the spring. The nodes will actually shift into the Pisces-Virgo axis on January 11th, 2025, lasting 1.5 years. The eclipses on the Pisces-Virgo axis starts now and will last until February 2027, and that last one will be in Virgo. That's roughly 2 years and 5 months from now before they wrap up. You may have already started to feel the rumblings of this eclipse kicking off in August. The themes that will start to unfold now and going forward will be around 10th house Pisces matters, such as your public career and standing, father figures, bosses, and your reputation out in the world and what you're known for. It's also our legacy house. You could have a culmination at the time of the full moon of an old career, or an old career could be eclipsed out, making room over the next 2.5 years to find a more meaningful, fulfilling career. It could be something around short film, especially documentaries, such as ones around ocean cleanup and animal protection, protecting children, because this eclipse is ruled by the god of the seas, Neptune, who will conjunct this eclipse as well. This can be very prominent and very strong, or possibly making you want to create a local nonprofit or business in your community helping underserved children, because you rule the third house and local community. And at the same time, Mars will be bouncing back and forth between Cancer, the sign of home and family, and Leo, who represents children, over the next several months. And Neptune and Pisces represent deep empathy, intuition, and spirituality. Maybe with Mars activating your third house, your business house. It's also a tech house. You are planning on starting like a film project from home, maybe an Instagram or TikTok campaign or channel. Pisces rules film and media, especially visual arts and things like Instagram. Jupiter is the other ancient ruler, Pisces, and Jupiter is in your first house. So it's a possibility you could be well known for what you do in the world with things that are unfolding now and over the next 2.5 years. Alternatively, these changes could happen suddenly, or a sudden powerful recognition can come through from work that you've done in the past project, book, or film, or maybe a nonprofit group that you started could gain attention or sudden fame. And I say this suddenly and powerfully because Uranus and Pluto will make a sextile to this eclipse. Virgo is the other end of this axis, your fourth house of home, family, and ancestral roots. And you could be changing, working out in the world and how you used to be known, that 10th house of career being changed by developing a new career by working from home or developing a sacred office space for business or meditation or spiritual practice and creativity. Taking care of your health and home will be vital in creating a balance between the fourth house and the 10th house axis starting now. So I would suggest like organizing at home could help alleviate, potential work stress, especially if you're trying to transition to a home office. You could also move for work due to a change in your status and career. I pulled a tarot card for you, and the advice is an extra piece of advice from this eclipse, and it was the Empress. She popped out in reverse, but I don't see this as a bad thing. At this time, your inner world and what you do in the outer world can be out of balance, or what you want to do out in the world could be out of balance. But we can definitely turn this upright, given this is, a series and a cycle of time. I see reversals as a chance to kind of bring things into alignment, and she shows up as a potent reminder to give your heart and your creativity and your spiritual understanding to help yourself and others, especially if it's like all out of whack and out of alignment right now, which it seems that way showing up for some people. You could simply want to change your career from something unsatisfactory to something more in line with your soul. And the Empress can relate to the 10th house, something tied to like abundance, land, nature, earth, luscious nature, women who are pregnant, or younger women as well. More simply, it could be women's products. Maybe you want to develop a natural line of products in line with the earth, something eco-friendly, or promoting projects that support women somehow, like selling alpaca blankets that a percentage goes back to Indigenous women. And I say that because I bought an alpaca blanket, beautiful one, and a portion of the proceeds go back to Indigenous women who made them. Or beautiful crafts made with your hands. Gemini rules the hands, and that's you. Ultimately, she shows up to remind you to integrate your body, heart, and mind with your outer world and what you want to do in it, and to walk in step with yourself. Put in the work and open yourself up to receiving the abundance that comes from that. You could also be called to step into a leadership role somehow, helping young mothers or vulnerable women by providing resources for them. More simply, it can be reflection to take better care of yourself, to nurture yourself, and that process starts now, within and without. Last but not least, the Empress represents Taurus. Taurus is your 12th house of past lives and distant shores, deep spirituality, and Pisces naturally rules this house, and this eclipse is in Pisces, so I love the synchronicities here. Taurus people can be prominent now in your life or over the next 2 years. They can show up in a big way in relation to your career somehow, maybe from a past life to repay a karmic debt. They can be a foreigner, or maybe they help you out with money somehow. Taurus is a money and luxury sign, and the 12th house can represent money from foreigners and foreign shores. On September 23rd, the sun moves into Libra, illuminating your 5th house of love, romance, and creativity. Children, lottery, sports fall here. New love or romance can come in, especially when you're out enjoying like 5th house activities, like just having fun with your friends, theater, sporting events, or concerts. Also, Venus moves into Scorpio on the 23rd until October 17th. That Venus going into Scorpio will bring a focus to your 6th house of health, day-to-day routines, your pets, health practitioners, herbalists. You could be loving a new diet. You could be looking and feeling better due to changes that you've been making or exercise you've been doing. Or this would be a good time to be in service to others, especially women with Venus here. On September 27th to October 14th, Mercury moves into Libra, your 5th house, fully direct, joining the sun, further highlighting fun and romance, children and creativity. There's a lot of action happening here with the 5th house, so I think you will definitely be doing stuff or meeting a love or reinvigorating an old love. If new love comes in, it could come in through Mercury 3rd house venues, since you rule the 3rd house and Mercury rules you, like social media, dating apps, text messages, email, local community events like an art gallery opening or a wine soiree for a community event. You can meet someone on the move or traveling for fun as well, like going to a concert in a nearby town. You could also be getting noticed for your creative projects or writing projects. The sun naturally rules this house, and Jupiter is beaming over to it in a trine, so good fortune can happen. It's a gains house, where lottery wins and good luck can also happen. Also for your children, if you have any, they could be the ones in the spotlight at this time. From September 29th to October 17th, we're going to have Venus and Scorpio in your 6th house, trine over to Mars and Cancer in your 2nd. Over the next several weeks, you could have a glow up in work contracts or money coming in from work, news about a new job with a lucrative contract. Your face could be looking good. Let's see what else. And I say that because 2nd house can represent, the face, the lower face. Maybe you had a glow up or a teeth whitening procedure. Maybe a new diet or cleanse is helping you look better. Ultimately increasing how you feel about yourself and increasing your self-worth. So take care, Gemini. We'll see you in October.